Fields had never been here, and a later out.
This is not an
Nicholson's going to fold from his. Oh my!
We're outside the ring today, episode number 3 with
Mykell Gamble.
How you doing today, Mr. Gamble?
Oh, I'm good, man. Yeah, I'm decent.
You ready for your fight?
Yeah, I've been.
All right, well, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions today, okay?
All
right. So, first question, pretty light. We just gonna start with the basic. How old were you when you first started boxing?
9 or 10, one of those two.
9 or 10?
Yeah.
What made you start boxing? Was getting beat up in school or something?
Nah, I used to fight it's crazy. I used to fight my best friend all the time. Like, one of my close friends used to fight every day. Like, we'd get back cool, fight, get back cool, fight. So that's how it started.
So something just said, like, you know what, I keep fighting my friend, I'm out with box, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so what gym did you start boxing out of?
I started at the Finley Street neighborhood house, downtown.
Oh, yeah, in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
So who was the coach down there?
Coach P-Man was my very first coach ever.
Yeah, P-Man is a legend in the city. Well, legend in the sport of boxing. A lot of people know about him.
Yeah.
Did he tell you a lot of stories about Aaron Pryor?
Yeah, Aaron Pryor used to be down there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He used to still be training, like.
Aaron Pryor?
Yeah.
With P-Man?
Yeah, with P-Man. Like.
See, that's epic. A lot of people don't even know Aaron Pryor was still training. They just thought he was just out of commission, period. Like, but he was still in the gym at his age before he passed away. R.I.P. to Aaron the Hawk Pryor.
Yeah, I really got to witness him there. So.
And a lot of people, even people in Cincinnati, haven't even no fucking recognition of who he is and what he was accomplished with, and for more of him still training, and you was able to witness that.
Yeah,
that's big. So, out of all of the coaches in the gym, who you think pushed you the hardest to pursue your boxing career?
I'd say Coach Jamar. Coach Jamar passed though, but he used to, like, when we used to be there with him, he used to push us for real. Like, we used to sprint hard. I'm talking, like, we was running track. Like, he wasn't playing. Like, the days he there, like, damn, like, I don't even want to train, man. Like, that's how it used to be.
He made you into who you is today, though, because a lot of coaches these days don't push kids to continue the sport. They be like, oh, you ain't got to go home.
Right, yeah.
So
even when you did something wrong with him or failed, he'll just tell you, like, you got another day, like, you could fix it tomorrow. Like,
R.I.P. to him.
Yeah, that's my dog.
So what was your most memorable accomplishment as an amateur boxer?
I'd say it's crazy because I lost in the semifinals, but that was my most. I done won nationals before, but when I lost in the semifinals, that's the most memorable because, like, I was like, that was my first time making it to, like, the end of the tournament. Like, so I'm geeking. Like, even though I lost, that was the first one. Like, I felt better during that time than when I actually won nationals.
Won the tournament. Yeah, because as an amateur myself, when I lost in the state to, his name was Big Man, he was out of Cleveland, and I'll never forget that fight because he ended up winning the whole tournament, but we had the most memorable fight of the whole tournament, and it was still the state. And I'll never forget that fight because I was this close, and I think I won, but he won because he had, what's his name? He passed away too. Emmanuel Stewart. He had him in his corner, so they gave it to him off of that bullshit. But
yeah, you know how that go. That's boxing for you.
So out of all these boxers are today, yesterday, and before yesterday, which style you think mimic your style?
I'd say I fight like Shakur.
Who is Shakur? Stevens?
Shakur Stevenson, yeah.
So you ever sparred him before?
Nah, I ain't never sparred him, but like the stuff he do, like I could see myself, cause I just box, like keep my distance and range, and he do the same thing. And it's crazy. I don't really watch how he fight like that until I just watched it one day and was like, damn, like I do the same stuff. So, yeah.
So what made you decide to turn pro?
It was like just with the COVID and stuff and how amateur boxing was going. I was ready to take it to the next level. It ain't nothing. I don't got nothing against amateur boxing. It's just I was just ready for the next level. I felt like I was ready for the next level. Me and my dad.
That's dope. So what weight class you gonna be fighting in?
126, featherweight.
Ain't that the same weight class as Duke?
Yeah.
So we be looking up for that?
Um,
We ain't got to answer that. We ain't gonna answer
Early-
that.
oh, I was
Honest.
in-
Because I'm not a fan of Cincinnati versus Cincinnati or Ohio versus Ohio. But
right.
if the money right and that bet on the line,
Yeah.
anything goes.
It's boxing. It's a
Right,
business, but at
but
the same time,
It's nothing
in
personal.
the ring we could be whatever. Out the ring we still cool. So
Shout out to Duke.
yeah.
So who in that weight class is a champion that you think you're ready for today?
Ready for it today.
What champion?
I ain't gonna lie, they got some hitters.
I was just about to say.
126 got some hitters. I don't really know dude's name, but he be stopping niggas. Like,
Whoever his name is, you coming for him, huh?
yeah, I'm coming for him though, but he can hit though. I be watching his fights. I gotta look him up.
You signed yet?
Yeah, I'm signed to First to Fight Management. It's Jamel Herring and Jerry Caceres, both of them.
That's what's up. What's up? You got any upcoming fights coming up?
Yeah, April 3rd in Dubai.
And where?
Dubai.
You ain't talking about like around the corner. You talking about
Yeah, I'm
out the
talking
country.
Yeah, out the country.
And this your first fight?
Yeah.
That's dope because a lot of fighters fighting in bars and casinos, but you fighting across the country.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's it right there.
You excited for that?
Yeah, I'm excited. It's more like just the debut part, like, cause it's all the same, but it ain't the same at the same time, cause people don't even get to go to Dubai at all. So me going there to fight, that's nice. Right?
That's like one of my dream destinations to go to Dubai, like just for vacation. But your first professional fight is in Dubai. My first professional fight was at the Armory,
Right.
the new Don, wherever it is now. But that was my first fight. But your first fight is outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. That's dope. Congratulations to that.
Thank you.
So since you a boxer out of Cincinnati, Ohio, what you think about Adrian Bronner?
He did some stuff in the sport that a lot of people haven't done in the sport. He was the youngest person to win 4 world titles in 4 different weight classes. So that say a lot right there. People can say whatever they want to say, but at the same time, he made history in the sport.
Yeah.
You can't take that from him.
A lot of people nowadays, they talk about who you fought and look back at Adrian Bronner, his resume and them 4 division titles. A lot of people trying to pick that apart. What you guys say about that?
I mean, as I know of, I ain't seen him ever take down a fight. Like, everybody they threw at him, he fought him. He done fought the top people in the weight classes: Manny Pacquiao, Sean Porter. It's boxers who ain't even really fought competition out here. So,
and I agree with that. And all of those was at the one of the biggest weight classes in the boxing sport is welterweight. And a lot of people, they don't mention Adrian Bronner stepping up and fighting these tough guys. They just mention that he losing. They don't give him credit for stepping up. And we see nowadays a lot of these guys not even taking fights.
So you got to respect that about it, because
earlier you said you were signed with Jamel Herring, right?
Right.
Ain't he real close friends with Terrence Crawford?
Yeah, they real close. Yeah.
Is it true you up there in camp with them?
Yeah, I be in camp with both of them.
So now we about to get down to the real questions.
Yeah.
So what you think about the debate about Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence? Who ducking who?
Honestly, I feel like it's more of a money thing with them. Like, Earl he said 70-30. How could you ever say 70-30?
See, I'm a fan of back in the day, and I hate that it is what it is today, which is it's a business. Right. Then it's a sport.
Yeah.
At first it used to be a sport, competition, then business. Now it's just business.
Right.
How many followers you got on Facebook? How many how many seats you fill up, how many pay-per-views you get sold, like, but don't nobody want to see the real competition. And I think that's what's taken away from a lot of these big major fights, like a Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence. And
Right.
if they was just to be like, you know what, forget the money, let's box, let's see who the best. And
Yeah.
but
But it ain't like that no more. It's more about the business side. Because if you a champion and he a champion, you should want to fight him. It show who better. But
so do you think the 60-40 is fair?
I don't. But at the same time, he gonna have to take it if he want to fight him. And then he went from 60-40 to 70-30. So obviously, it's something going on with that. Cause I honestly don't see. I don't think that fight gonna happen no time soon. To be honest.
Yeah, I don't believe the fight is gonna happen due to the fact that the money is the problem, and I don't see neither one of them guys budging from 60-40 or 70-30. I wouldn't take neither one, but that's just me. I'd rather just take the fight and we just split it 50-50.
Take the fight 50-50. Maybe the winner get more.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. But you know what? And I'm glad you were here today because I want to ask you this question. What do you think about a tournament?
A tournament?
Like a bracket, like March Madness.
That'll be good for the sport because it's gonna show who the best, and everybody gonna get to fight everybody.
Everybody gonna fight against everybody, and I feel that, especially like the top 10. I feel like around this time, that's where they should do a top 10 bracket in the sport of boxing, all weight classes. Right. Everybody from 10 on up fight each other, and at the end of the year, we get the big fight, 1 versus 2, or whatever the rankings is. But you can't run from that. There's no money involved. Everybody get 50-50, no matter who you fight.
At the end of that, it's just about who the best. It ain't no money, who this and that. It's about who the best, and that's what boxing's supposed to be about. But they changing it to something else. Okay,
I got a couple more questions. Do you think it's fair to say boxers are ducking each other?
And in certain situations, yeah. But
what would be considered ducking in your point of view?
Like, okay, say I'm a champion and I have a mandatory, but instead of taking that mandatory, I just fight someone else or move to a different weight class or something. That's what I say is running. But at the same time, it might not be running. Maybe you just tired of being in that weight class, or you just don't feel like you want to take that fight right now. And also the 70-30 situation, I would say that's running too, because how could you ever say you need 70-30? What man is going to take 30%? And that's a dangerous fight too. It ain't like it's just an easy fight. No, that's a dangerous fight. And you want me to take 30%?
Not even that. He's a champion.
Right.
Like, I can see you saying that to the number 12 guy in that weight division, but the guy that they consider the second pound for pound fighter in the world, and you offer him the 70-30 split?
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, it is.
But
ain't no way I'm a champion finna take 30%.
Yeah.
Ever. No.
So what'd you think about the Charlo and Benavidez? You think that's ducking? Because Charlo said he wasn't going to fight him. Then he said he was going to fight him. Then he turned around and said he wasn't going to fight him.
With that, I think it's just him realizing, like, all right, this a dangerous fight for me. And I don't think that he feel like he ready for it yet. But then he probably felt ready for it after he seen his last performance and was like, oh, I beat him, I whoop him. You know how it is. You see him, oh, I whoop him. Like, he don't look that good. And then look back again like, oh, nah, though. He probably just had a bad performance. He probably is that good.
But as a boxer, could you really see yourself saying that?
Nah, never.
And so you consider that ducking, right? Or scared?
Yes.
Ducking or scared?
Yeah, or you trying to wait it off for some reason.
Till he loses and you don't have to fight him, huh?
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I'm about to wrap it up. I got one more question for you.
All right.
How long you think before this COVID end will we see you again on this on the pay-per-view fight?
Pay-per-view, I say. Well, see, me, I'm trying to start off. I don't want to take no easy fights and fight bums. I'm trying to jump up in the rankings quick. So pay-per-view might be sooner than a lot of other people pay-per-views.
And the reason why I asked you that, because a lot of these kids, well, not kids, but a lot of these men these days, they want to take the slow route.
Yeah,
they want to take, and I feel like the easier fights you get, by the time you fight a tough fight, you're not gonna be ready for it. So I feel like all fighters, if you believe, like I just said about the Charlo thing, if you ready, you ready.
Right.
It shouldn't be, I don't think I'm ready for this guy. I don't think I'm ready. But if you training, you busting your ass in the gym, you should be ready for any fight, right?
Right.
All right, well, that should wrap it up. We're outside the ring today with
Mykell Gamble.